Welcome to the ultimate Killjoy guide on Pearl. I'm an Immortal 3 Killjoy main, and I have over 600 plus hours just playing Killjoy alone. I'm gonna be showing you guys the best Killjoy lineups for post plant, the best Killjoy lineups to attack to help you clear angles, the best setups to play on defense, where to put your utility and where to lock things down, and where to put your ultimate down. Now let's jump right into this. Killjoy post plant lineups to the A site. So everyone's usually plants the bomb here. I consider this default, so that's where we're gonna make the lineup for it. What you want to do is you want to come over here, right here where you see this orange thing. You want to walk into this corner. Pretty easy, right? Then you want to see your alarm bot. Now you want to put your alarm bot right here on this lamp, in the middle of this lamp. Doesn't have to be perfect, and then you just give this a throw. This is going to land right here, and it'll land so it'll get that extra damage, and it'll cover you and lock it down so they can't defuse. Just keep me alive.
Placing swarm grenade.
Someone is A.
Swarm grenade out.
They can't be on, can't be on.
Up there, hello.
Last player standing. Swarm grenade out. Finished. One enemy remaining.
Nice, you're better.
Okay.
You're better. Okay. Post plant lineups to the B site. Default plant is either here in this corner or barely just right here. So we're gonna make our lineup from all the way up here long. So as a Killjoy player, you can stay in range of your turret, hold the flank for your team, and then be able to play lineups. So what you want to do is you want to back yourself up against the wall and line yourself up with this thing right here, this line. And then what you want to do is you see this diamond right here, your right throw diamond. You want to line that up and give or take the middle of these two orange things like this. You give that a throw. It'll bounce slightly off the wall and it'll land perfectly right here, and it'll cover all this area. They won't be able to defuse the spike and you'll be good to go.
Swarm grenade.
Can't be on.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out. Last player standing.
Can't be on.
No, I whiffed.
I think they get it. Now they got it.
They get it.
The lineups! No way. Let's go over the best Killjoy setups to the A site on Pearl. The first thing you want to do is come over here and put your swarm on this brick, give or take a little bit out, right? The next thing you do is you come over here and you see this line that's on the ground. You look at this to the left, one brick down right here. You throw this swarm in the bottom right hand corner of this brick like so. All right. The next thing you do is you come back here and you put your turret right here. This way, if this turret isn't spotted by a main, they can't hear this turret and they won't know until they come into the site to deal with this, okay? Then what you do is you pair your alarm bot anywhere in this area right here, so they have to walk in. So what you can do is you can use the turret as the activation and or the alarm bot. So enemies run into sight, they path into either this corner or towards default, and this turret will catch them off guard. Once this turret lands, they'll get stuck and you pop up these swarms. And this swarm, look, it covers this corner and it covers this corner and all of this area. So it'll tank the enemies running in and it'll tank the enemies that are running over to this corner for cover. You'll do so much damage with this setup. This Killjoy setup you can use as a bait to catch your enemies lacking. So the first thing you do is you come over here and throw your swarm a little bit to the right. Okay? Then you come over here and throw your swarm underneath this. So this swarm doesn't cover this whole area. It gives them the false sense of security that they can play in this corner without getting hit. But then you pop this swarm, and this swarm covers this area so it looks safe and you're able to get a kill with this. I use this in a custom game. I played with some of my viewers on Twitch at twitch.tv/CaMbCaMb if you want to pull up, and I caught an Immortal 3 player who's currently number 60 on the leaderboard with this setup. He got caught off guard thinking this corner was safe, and I was able to catch a free kill on him. Now you could say it's a waste of utility to not use the swarm that covers this whole area, sure, but you get that extra thing that you can catch them off guard with thinking they're safe and they're not. So go ahead and give that setup a try and let me know what kind of value you get from it in the comments. So here are the swarms you can use to stop a default plant on the A site. This swarm right here, you basically line yourself up. You don't have to line up, you just got to make sure you can barely see this lip right here, and you right click it and it'll land in here, and you pop this and they won't be able to play it on the default spot. If you don't have time to line that up because you're doing something else, you can always just throw this basic one right here, super quick. Does the same thing. It's just a little bit easier to tell where the range is, so the enemies will be able to get out of that one just a little bit easier. When I use a lot of my Killjoy setups, I really like to put my turret right here. The reason I like to put my turret right here is, yeah, I know this area gets smoked off, but it's very important as a sentinel main to lock down different parts of A. Players aren't always going to just 5-man run through A main. A lot of the times they're going to split through mid and catch you off guard. So you can play this turret here and just sit right here, and then you can just fight and play off of your turret and get that extra value.
Found them. Swarm grenade. Turrets destroyed.
No.
Spike planted.
No way. Does he get one?
You can set up these swarms right here if your teammates need you over here. You can set up the best Killjoy setup for the B side on Pearl. What you start by doing is putting your turret right up here. Next thing you do is you put your alarm bot about right here. Then you come over here and you right click a swarm on top of this sign. The next thing you do is put your second swarm here. And you got to watch out because the barrier is about right here. So what's so nice about this setup is the turret plays contact with the alarm bot and the swarms at the same time. So what you can do is you can play this angle, and the second the turret pops at someone, you pop both of your swarms, and then you can just swing and fight that person. And you'll be able to catch that damage with the alarm bot, the turret, the swarms, and you'll be able to help get that kill with your gun, allowing you to make that play. Let's jump into the attacking lineups to help you hit sites for Pearl on the B site. So the first thing you do is you come right here. You aim your crosshair, give or take here, and you give this a run throw. Right? So this will land over here. It doesn't always have to land on the lip, just has to make sure you clear out this back corner, which is will. So many people play this rad angle. You have to be throwing your swarm here every single round to clear this out. If you don't, your team's gonna get destroyed, to say the least.
That's scary.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade out.
Cam?
Terminated.
Bye bye. Now this is a really fun lineup. What you do is you come right here and you use the right dot on your throw icon where my crosshair is, or my mouse is right here. You use that and you line it up right here. And a moment after you jump, you give this one a throw. Like so. And this might take you a couple tries to get it down, so you might want to go try it out in customs. Now where this goes is it clears out this whole pesky area over here in the back site behind this screen. They have nowhere to sit and they're going to get absolutely toasted playing back here. And this is huge to clear this out for your team just because of how obnoxious it is to have to clear this angle while you're running out. You have to worry about all these angles and then having to come over here and expose your back to all those angles. Having that swarm there makes taking this site 10 times easier because you don't have to worry about that player back here. So every time you go B, you can use your swarms to clear all of this area. Attacking Killjoy lineups for the A site. Now this is a nice and easy to throw swarm. So while you're running over to A, you jump into this corner right here. You aim your crosshair right here. It doesn't have to be anywhere specific, in the middle of this, give or take, right here. It doesn't have to be perfect. You give that a throw. And where this lands is perfectly behind the default spot on A. So you pop this swarm and the enemies are going to be forced to swing out and fight you, or just get absolutely melted and you'll get a free kill. Now this is huge because I know 90% of the people who play A sit behind that little spot.
Reyna's A-Link.
Placing swarm grenade.
Get ready to kill backside. Get ready to kill backside. Ready, set, now.
Swarm grenade out.
Free kill, free kill.
Right side.
It's how to lock down the flank for your team with Killjoy. There's a specific good couple of spots for placing turrets on this map to hold the flank for you and your team, because you want to make sure your turret can stay in range while you're going into the site. So the best turret spot I'd suggest is going to be in this back corner, because look what this watches. It watches all of the A flank for you and your whole team. You can run all the way into the site. You can go plant the bomb. You can run all back and you stay in range of your turret the whole time. So this is going to be the best spot, and it gives you super early notice when the enemy team is pushing up. For holding the flank on the B bomb site, your best turret location is going to be right here. Why is that? It'll hold this flank and give you early information to when they're coming to push you. Instead, if you just put your turret back here or over here, you get that information late and your teammates might die. This turret will hold this angle for you so you know they're there before you can be shot, obviously, right? And this turret is as good as it can get in terms of range and getting close to the site. So you can get in, you can get over here, you can plant the bomb, do whatever you got to do, and you're still in range if you look at the minimap. So you'll be able to run back and go play your lineups or whatever you want to do to win that round for your team. Ultimate locations for Killjoy on attack. First spot right here is on the A site. You come into this corner right here. It is relatively fight free unless you have a whole horde of enemies running up here coming to fight you. You should be able to get up here relatively easy and play Charl right here. This forces the enemies relatively far back. They can't play anywhere in here. They can't play anywhere in sight, and they're backed up all the way back here. And the only thing you have to worry about is this angle right here. They can catch an angle on, but 99% of the time that will be smoked off, so you'll be able to lock it down to get the site for free and plant the bomb. B site attacking Killjoy, I would highly recommend that you use this ult for the A site because it absolutely clears everything. Now the best spot to plant your ult for B is going to be in this corner. Now you can see the issue here, right? You have to run all the way up long. You have to take all these fights, clear all of these angles. Then you can finally come over here and plant your ult down. And it clears most of the site, sure. Besides that corner, right? Which is okay. But they're able to play a lot closer to the site than the other alts, and it's going to be a lot harder of a time to put that alt down there. So after you get the bomb down, you can plant that alt down and cause an issue for the enemies to have to even delay even longer. So after you plant the bomb, you can use this to delay so they can't come in and defuse. But in terms of using it to take the site, it's hard and it's somewhat situational, and it's easy for them to fight you and break it. Retake alts for B site on Pearl and then A site. So for the B site, you're going to want to come right here. And you can see when I click my alt down that look what this covers. It covers all the B site, it covers all of up long, and it forces them to go all the way back here. So let's say I have a god post plant, you're going to be able to shove them all the way back and get that bomb partly defused before they can even dump utility at you or fight you for it. For the A site, you can retake from 2 different spots. Now you could either plant your alt here, in this corner right here. It'll clear absolutely all of the site. That corner will not work. It'll make them go all the way back here. But I think it's a little bit more scary to get in here and to plant your alt down than to run over back here and plant it. I feel like it's a lot easier and a lot less fought for. So you can just play retake, come over here, plant your alt, and this will push them back a little bit further, and I feel like it's a lot more safe. It just depends on what your preference is. Both work equally as well and cover about the same amount of space. Just depends on which one you think you and your team can fight for easier and protect. Keep in mind, Pearl just came out and more Killjoy setups will come out, and there'll be more information and more ways to play Killjoy coming out in the future as we learn stuff and we find stuff out. So make sure you guys hit that sub button, like the video, so when I make an updated guide in a few months, you guys will have all the updated information and all the new setups. On top of that, if you have any friends who play Killjoy, make sure to share this video with them so they don't play Killjoy terribly on Pearl when you play with them. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.